Don't be that guy. I'm looking at you, Brian.
Greetings. What you're about to see is basically a diary, but with more people and less privacy. It's comprised of a series of events that actually happened to me. My name's Monte. That's a lie. And this is my main man, Mr. Bone Can himself. Say hi. You're not Monte. I'm getting there. Get there quicker. Fine. I'm not Monte. I'm a representation of Monte, played by Katie, and what you're about to see are the true events that happened to the real Monte. These events are looked at through the lenses of time, drama, and humor, and edited more than once to make sure they're entertaining for all of you. I don't feel the need to lie to you. Yes, you do. He knows me so well. I do want to lie to you. That's why I wrote a play with the talking trash can on stage. There are scenes here that never happened and people who only sort of existed. If you wanted real life, you could have gone and lived it yourself. Now it's time for a legal disclaimer. Any people you think that are represented aren't represented for anything more than humorous value and to push my own ideologies as a storyteller and half-rate philosopher. Please don't sue me. I don't have the money to deal with lawsuits and I'd rather spend my time pushing off other projects. You are so full of shit. And you're full of rotten meat. What's the point? Okay, so to cap it all off, I will be going by Monte for the next while. This is a play, that's a talking trash can, please don't sue me. Are we going to start? Sure, show. The summer before my 21st birthday, I moved to Portland with my good friends and bandmates Tim and Jake. Those are their real names? I don't expect them to sue me. Why'd you move to Portland? Weird how everyone asks me that question. Me and Tim planned on moving in together for the summer in Omaha, and when we had an internship in Portland, I decided I'd go along.
And you agreed to this?
Yeah, no shit. Expensive. I'm acutely aware of that. I started by trying to find a job. Well, I started by trying to get an internship. And how'd that go? I applied for 3 internships. And 3 internships told you to go fuck yourself. In 3 different ways, too. And living still costs money. I am aware of that. My first week and a half after dropping my bags off in Portland, I went to the library to print off 20 copies of my resume and spent my time going door to door to all the local businesses trying to find a job. And you could almost hear them sliding into the trash can as the door closed behind you. They also all told me to go fuck myself, including an arcade that wanted me to have a PhD to work, and so PhD in applied physics to work there, and a leather working shop I'm fairly certain worked with human leather. You're exaggerating. You can't prove me wrong. 10 resumes and 20 online applications, and an entire city had told me to go fuck myself. You needed to sell yourself better. Wise words from the talking trash can. 2 places got back to me, which is a lower success rate than marriages in the US, and that's sad in more ways than one. The first was an environmental campaign. They wanted me to walk door to door to collect donations for a group of trees around a lake I would never actually get to see. They wanted me to work from 1 in the afternoon till 10 at night, walking the entire time. And you didn't want to do that because you were fat. That, and I would never get to see Tim and Jake. They wanted me to lead a squad of people and collect and work only on commission. Everything about that sounded funny, but I left the interview job in hand, hoping that anybody would call me and offer me a job for another position. And in that moment, my phone was ringing. It was the grocery store. And you didn't pick up. But I called them right back, and I set up an interview for the next day. I called the tree cult, and finally I was the one telling someone to go fuck themselves. You were actually very polite on the phone. Please let me tell the story. It's about to go downhill anyway. You're right. I showed up for the interview the next day, and the rest of the play you're about to watch.
Monte?
Yeah? This is Johnson Elkblood, and no, he never introduced himself.
Follow me, let's get started.
He didn't turn around as he led me to his office. I could have left and he wouldn't have noticed until he got there, sat down, asked me a question, and realized there was nobody there to answer. You should have run away. Hindsight is 2020.
Why do you want to work here?
Because I hate starving. I like helping people find what they need and helping them leave a little bit better than when they came in. I've done a lot of theatrical improv in my life, proportionally speaking.
How did you originally hear about the position being open?
Reverting to hunter-gatherer instincts. I saw a sign in the store.
This isn't the closest
Don't say the name, I don't want to get sued.
branch of this store to you.
The other one didn't call.
A customer comes in wanting to buy a cake. What are 3 items you suggested a customer to buy alongside the cake?
I wonder how long this guy has been dead inside for. I suggest a drink, alcoholic if they're old enough.
Or fun enough.
Some ice cream, a salty snack. I'd prefer something cheesy.
What are your hopes and dreams?
Write cool plays. I'm an aspiring playwright and I'm going to school for theater and that's my focus. While trying to get myself established in the industry, I plan on working as a front of house manager or stage manager. I potentially then plan on going to grad school and maybe becoming a professor.
That sounds rehearsed.
With every adult human above the age of 30 I've ever come across. It comes with being a theater major. Most of them at least pretended to give a shit though. Johnson Elkblood didn't seem to give a shit about his own dreams, let alone mine.
It looks like you applied to be a part of the deli team. How would you like to work behind the meat counter instead?
Sure. Why the fuck not? I feel good about that.
You're hired.
That seemed pointless to any of you because it sure felt that way to me.
The interview process is very important.
I think you would hire the first person that walked in there looking for a job.
If you said the wrong thing during the interview, you wouldn't have gotten hired.
Like what?
Yes, sir. I would love to work in the meat department. I work in my meat department most nights anyway.
I had nothing to do with him hiring me, I just happened to say yes. I've never worked with meat before a day in my life, and he hired me for $10.50 an hour. I think I scammed him. He does seem like a sucker. Jake went in for an interview later that day. We high-fived each other on the way back, and I warned him about Johnson Elkblood's shitty handshake. They told him they'd call him back. They never did.
He didn't sell himself.
He ended up working at a local fast food chain. A better local fast food chain than anything you'd find in Texas. He also got 70% off his meals, which must have been nice. The next time I came in, I was in for a training day of 5.5 hours of training videos. The only thing that I remember about meat or seafood from that day is you're supposed to cook salmon 10 minutes for every inch of thickness. Everything else was corporate garbage.
It's important for a company as big as this one to remain consistent.
I looked like this for the entirety of training.
I found someone.
Oh, you're finally getting married, that's great!
Not a meat clerk.
You're married, what are meat?
No, I found someone to fill one of the meat clerk spots.
Oh, that's even better!
And we're only paying him $10.50 an hour.
What?
And we're only paying him $10.50 an hour.
Johnson, we're paying Jared 15 cents less than that, only haven't given him a raise yet.
Perfect. Well, we sent them on to workers so they turn against one another and quit so we can stop paying them.
That was last month's plan to save money, Johnson. This month's plan is to cut back hours for everybody in a way that nobody notices and to hire people for less than what they're worth.
5.5 hours. At one point, the training videos were talking about using catchphrases, no pun intended, to catch someone's attention. At one point, they were saying shit like, "Hi, our fish is so fresh, it might as well have hopped out of the ocean this morning." But I swear to God, one of them just said hi. And their soulless gaze lingered for another few seconds. And broke through the fourth wall. I think that's why Johnson Elkblood's handshake was so shitty.
You're going to do better because of this training.
We'll see.
Are you done yet?
Dude, I checked out like 2 hours ago. Here's what I have done.
You're about halfway through.
Cool, I want to die. I'll get that done soon.
Swing by the office when you're finished.
I'm paid hourly. There's no way in hell I'm getting this done in a timely manner.
Then you're wasting company money.
You will all see why that statement is ironic later in the play. Hi, I finished the training videos. Can I set up my direct deposit now?
You know, we used to not be able to hire people like you.
This is Mel, the store manager, keeping up the tradition of bad first impressions. The real Monte had extraordinarily long hair, a little Shakespeare beard, and a curly mustache, but she could have been referring to anything.
Businesses have an image to keep up. We don't fit that image.
So you're studying theater. Where did you say you were from?
Nebraska. I moved here for the summer.
You're studying theater in Nebraska. I didn't even know they had theater out there. It's just so country, you know. So incredible.
Yeah, can I set up my direct deposit now? I brought a check to you.
Nope.
Okay.
We have to make a phone call for that, so they're closed for the weekend. We'll do it tomorrow.
That was the Saturday of Memorial Weekend. It would be another 2 days before I was able to make that call, and 5 days later, when we actually got around to it, I didn't need to make a phone call. I may be an unreliable narrator, but I haven't been told a single true thing yet. The next day, I came in for my first real day of training with Rebecca. It was there I met John the Butcher. He had a voice like a truck, going 80 through a school parking lot, wore a chain for a belt, and was the overall personification of blood dripping off a butcher's knife or a fuel-inefficient motorcycle. Pick your metaphor. He was also the first other non-managerial employee I met.
Is your first day here?
Yeah.
Mine too. Rebecca's somewhere around here.
I come from a community where it is tradition to name you and your roommates' living quarters. I named my Portland home after that man. John the Butcher was a traveling meat cutter. He'd go to different stores and associated branches and fill in when someone was on vacation, meaning I did not see him as much as I would have liked to.
You don't seem to be the type to worship idols.
Have you met John the Butcher? Then I met Rebecca and learned I'd be working mostly in seafood. This is Rebecca. You may recognize her as Mel because they're both played by Raimy. Budgeting concerns.
Yes! Feed me.
Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to take the ice from the large bucket and you're going to take the shovel and you're shoveling the ice bucket from the large bucket into one of the small buckets, unbelievable thing. Then you're going to take the smaller bucket, full of ice from the small shovel through the door to the other side. And you're going to know when all the cabinets that seafood goes into, use the small shovel way down the bite. So I'm going to be biting so that you're going to do a good job of cleaning them the time. Which is crazy because you're going to Russia with the food trip and none of them be back on yours on the table. They're still alive. Both times I have to worry about $50 for food because like dead horses and I kill people. So you can't just have to clean it up, even though it's technically permanent closure. So if there aren't any guys, you have to go back to this one and get them yourself. And when they go, it's there, and there. Then use the acid to the right place and then you do some rest by each other. Then you're going to go back and make a rice, you're going to pour it in there, you just keep doing this until all the cabinets full. Then you're going to smooth out the ice, and I'm going to also about it. So smooth it out a little bit. Then you're going to go back and you pour it through, try them out with seafood. Go on, make sure you set the edge so you know the space you have. Then you're going to start setting up the seafood, but be sure to clean out the ice because you're going to need it after you grab the seafood because the shrimp also need a little amount to go on. So start quick and set up the exact opposite of the diagram because diagram is very crazy person. Also help with your hands to get there anything they pop. Small ones had using white nuts, money, so anyway, after you set that up, then you set the rational fish, just you cut it, then you set that up, and then the fish, and be sure to put your underneath all the fish, because if you don't set right a little bit late, now the person name maybe also you're going to by yourself on there, so if you have any questions.
Yeah. How do I clock in?
Oh, you haven't plugged in yet? Why didn't you say so? Here, I'll show you.
First impressions.
She was saving time and working professional.
Don't talk with me. Rebecca had this tendency to include every single detail and leave you having no idea what the fuck was going on. Still, that was better than my training on how to close the department.
Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to take out the I'll take that for no more realistic. Because you're going to set up and I never did but forgive me because you made me throw it back $50 for food. And I think that's silly. So after all the food's on the case, the one car per case, no, don't mess that up. Then you're worried about the ice, but you have to make care how to do this because it's really efficient way of doing it, where he's not smart, right? Then you show the breaking with the same kind of thing, how water is nonsense silly. So after all the ice, you pretty much just the whole thing hard bottom and make it make sense. Also, my shit was over my
It didn't. I asked the meat cutter.
do what you did at opening backwards.
I liked him. The meat cutter was the first other permanent employee I met that was near my same level. He was a meat cutter, I was a meat clerk, which is a far less interesting word for butcher because this corporate entity hates fun.
It's more formal this way. Easier to categorize who goes where and all that if you start with the department and then the job.
And then the name, you get a name tag.
Also, remember in cargo, you're going to put all of your hair up into a hat, however you're meant to do that, and you're going to have to wear a beard that way on top. But be sure to wear it over your beard, not not your mustache because we had a guy who worked here for his beard and his mustache. He looked kind of like a ninja. He was all putting some customers because he couldn't see his mouth and looked like he was wearing a mask. So just don't go wearing over your mustache.
Time for a quick lesson on how to get all your hair into a hat. I'm going to need a hat. Mr. Bonecan. First, you're going to take all of your hair and put it into a ponytail on the back of your head. Then you're going to take that ponytail and throw it over your face. Fold the ponytail in half. Shove any extra tendrils under that large mass. Put a hat on and hope for the best for the next 4 to 8 hours.
Why not just get a haircut?
I'm here to survive the summer, not compromise my identity.
Yeah, man. Everyone's pretty happy around here because we're all making time and a half. Usually you'll go around here on a Monday and everyone just seems dead. But not today. It's pretty cool, especially considering management's trying to cut back everyone's hours. Oh, don't let them know you know that. They think it's a well-kept secret. These corporations, man, always trying to make money at the cost of the little guy. Oh, and be careful of these weigh stations. This one over here just spits out a bunch of random numbers instead of the actual name of the product we're selling, and I'm not sure the two spit out the same numbers. And even if it's only a difference of a couple of pennies, if every meat department in every branch of the store has a weigh station like that weird one, corporate could be making tons of extra moolah for nothing at all.
So should I use that one over there?
Doesn't really matter. Never have customers anyways.
Am I making extra money today?
Ooh, probably not. I don't think it kicks in for most people for 90 days or something like that.
What a dandy way to ensure employee loyalty.
They don't trust you till you're broken in.
No wonder they have me working.
Yeah, no kidding.
Is that a black flag tattoo?
Oh, yeah, I was in a band back in Indiana.
You're from the Midwest?
Yeah, you?
Nebraska.
How'd you end up here?
You've already heard this story.
Johnson, I need to talk to you about something.
Oh no.
Marcus is doing a good job.
Marcus quit.
Marcus in the meat department.
He quit a couple of weeks ago.
I saw him today.
Well, we're not paying him if he's still here.
He was wearing a beard net.
Marcus didn't have a beard.
Marcus is wearing a beard net.
Are you sure you're not talking about Monte?
Who?
We used to not be able to hire people like him.
Oh, yes, him. That's what I'm talking about. He's doing a good job.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, Johnson, that is good.
You want to give him a raise?
It's his second day.
It's only been 2 days.
I'm going to walk right up to him and give him the big old congratulations.
Okay, I'll keep making the schedule for next week.
Make sure nobody gets the hours they asked for. I don't think they've noticed yet.
I'll give them 20 less.
Then there will be no one running the store, Johnson.
Sorry.
Give them 10 less, though. I think we'll be fine with 10 less.
And that's why the last guy quit. Everyone was treating him like shit and he couldn't take it anymore. If I didn't have to feed my family...
You're doing such a great job, Monte!
Shit me a dick? What the fuck is this? Thanks.
You can't trust the managers around here. They're always up to something and only care about the bottom line. You'll see.
The managers are just trying to do their job. They are trying, aren't they?
Could you do a better job?
But I want to. The next day, I was closing, and it was there I met the infamous Jared. Just a reminder, I have never closed before in my entire life. Now presenting Nicole in the role of Jared.
So, you're pretty new here.
Yeah. Had training videos on Saturday.
Training videos.
Training videos.
Shitty ones.
Shitty ones.
They're all shitty ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at corporate Toyland last summer. They had training videos too.
Shitty ones.
Yeah, but at least they tried.
How hard did they try?
Too hard.
Still, shitty training videos. time is it?
7:13.
You're shitting me.
Nope.
It's only been a minute since the last time I checked.
Yep.
This sucks.
Yep.
How old are you?
20.
Shit, really? I thought you were at least like 35. You're younger than me.
I get that a lot.
No shit. What time is it?
7:13.
Damn.
When do we close?
8:30.
Rebecca told me 9. Okay.
Can you clean seafood if I clean meat?
I don't know how to do either of those. You were trained, was I? I wasn't trained to close. You probably know better than I do.
Don't worry, dude. Neither was I.
Well, explain that one, Mr. Bonecan.
He's a freeloader.
Who wasn't trained to close? I can take care of seafood.
Plus, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't really want to do anything with all that meat.
What a time to be alive.
But I also don't want to have to deal with all that ice.
Nice to know I'm not held to any particular standard.
You are though. You can be better at Jared's job than Jared is.
And then what?
Then you
I
win.
don't want to win. I want to have a roof over my head.
You are already making more money than him,
Because they fucked him over.
and you benefit from that.
I don't see what you're getting at.
Steal his wages.
No.
Make them give you the raise they still haven't given him.
Still no.
It's the first step to ruling the world.
We don't even have any customers. In my first few weeks at the bottom of the pyramid scheme that is a grocery store, I had a shift with 0 customers. It was a 6-hour shift. If you ever get the chance to meet someone who knew Monte in his early 20s, they'll be able to tell you all about his nihilistic tendencies. But after the 2 hours it takes to set up a case of some fish and a lot of ice, 4 hours of watching people avoid eye contact with you makes you want to invest in real estate on the edge of the proverbial void. It's a special kind of torture knowing that if you would have slept in, the results would have been the same.
But you got paid.
That's true. I did get paid to watch people avoid me. I spent most of my time behind the meat counter talking to the meat cutter or, on occasion, John the Butcher. It was always comforting to talk to a human boiler room about life.
When was the last time you had a customer?
Before my lunch,
What was your lunch break?
about an hour ago.
Store can't afford me.
Then why the hell did they hire me for $10.50 an hour? What do you mean?
Probably you too. We cost more an hour than the profit we're making selling meat.
Shit, you're right.
I'm more than right. Look at this. It's sad. We haven't even sold a whole pan of bacon. At any other butcher shop, that's a death sentence. I'm just standing here with my gloves off. There's nothing to do. I went in the back, and they're just standing around. The busiest position in the store is on Facebook. I haven't seen a customer in years.
Maybe they're all vegetarians.
Yeah, maybe. It is Portland. Are you in the union?
No,
Is meat clerk a union job?
not that I've heard.
Could have sworn it was.
I guess not.
Am I gonna leave early?
Do what you want, dude.
That's the right choice. Saves money.
I couldn't stop him if I wanted to. He's 5 of me in size and strength.
He is an asset to this company.
I got fucked over last night. I was scheduled to close with the night manager, Jasmine, and I knew she'd probably skip out on me. I got extra fucked over when the union lady came in. Jasmine's a part of a different union or a different part of the union, and it's against union rules for her to work behind the meat counter. So Jasmine's coming over to help me out, and she sees the union lady standing there. And she just heel turns and starts walking the other way. And the union lady, she's this short lady, this really intimidating lady. The most intimidating lady I've ever met in my entire life. She sees Jasmine and she goes, You don't have to run, I saw the schedule. And Jasmine just kept walking, and the union lady's like, it's a federal crime. And I'm just standing there doing the dishes thinking, fuck me, right?
Jesus, why the hell did that happen?
I don't know, man. The store's fucked me over a bunch of times. Before they hired you, I was doing my job and yours at the same time, but they refused to give me any overtime. And I'd get into trouble with management anytime I'd slip into it. But it was impossible to do everything, and I wasn't getting paid enough to deal with it.
He volunteered to sell his labor.
I walked into that office and told Mel if she didn't hire someone, I was gonna quit.
Well, that came out of nowhere, she said.
They just don't pay attention.
Does that make me a guardian angel?
More of a martyr, but yeah.
I work behind the meat counter, but I'm not part of the union.
You probably are. They wouldn't hire you and not do that.
I haven't heard anything about it.
That's strange. Hey, have you worked with Dan yet?
No, who's that?
He's the meat manager.
Just beginning to wonder if we had one of those.
Yeah, he was on vacation, the lucky bastard. He's a short guy with a Napoleon complex, been with the company for years. Very corporate and all that. Just listen to him and you'll be fine.
Dan is an asset to this company. Hey Marcus, aren't you doing anything right now?
If I go by Marcus, it'll be harder to fire me. No, I'm never doing anything around here.
Good! I'm going to teach you how to straighten the shelves. So to straighten the shelves, first you walk up to the shelf. Are you following me so far?
Yep.
Then you find anything that isn't straight at the front of the shelf. Got it?
Got it.
Then you pull it forward. Understand?
Understood.
Here, meat cutter! Could you teach Monte how to straighten the shelves?
You just pull things forward.
I don't think I'm extraordinarily daft, and I worked at Corporate Toyland, a job where literally everything you do is straighten shelves. I think I can figure this out.
You wanted more training.
Yeah, on things I don't already know. I don't want training to purely reaffirm my beliefs. It's a waste of my time.
Picky.
I don't care if I'm in the union. I just want to know what the union's name is and whether or not I'm in the union. Seems like the type of thing I'm supposed to know. It'd be another couple of uneventful days before I would have the privilege of working with the person I would come to call Dan the Meat Man to everyone except Dan the Meat Man. Dan the Meat Man was very short, very intense, and played by Jonathan. Same as John Snowblood. He would answer my questions before I finished asking them and was uncomfortably paternal. It was par on the series of managerial first impressions. Hey Dan,
That's fine.
Line 10, I need to use the restroom. And then later. Hey Dan, Paul the sausage guy wants to know if we need any of this meat.
Have you ever cut chicken before?
I'm almost 100% certain I'm not allowed to do that. Nope.
Here you go.
We're in our life. Okay, I'll take care of that.
That's the kind of can-do attitude that this set
Don't say the name.
grocery chain needs, Monte.
Thanks, talking trash man. Later that same day, working with Dan the Meat Man, I directed the customer to a pile of full chickens in my self-service case. When things go in the self-service case and they're marked down, if they aren't sold, that means they get fed to Mr. Bonecan, and Mr. Bonecan gets a nice meal of raw salmonella. I do not want to feed Mr. Bonecan.
I resent that.
I'm impressed. That's just what you have to do. You have to point the customers towards the deals. That way we sell more product and the company makes more money. And we all benefit from that. Very impressive. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Sam. That was the last time I would let Dan Lee Man be proud of me.
Here. I want you to carry these around with you.
Here come the corporate toilet flashbacks. What are these?
These are slips of paper that you can give to a customer that you've treated really well. It has a website on it that lets a customer leave a good review. Hand them out, and you might get a reward if you get enough 10s.
A brilliant plan!
Also, I called the waste station repairman to come have a look at the waste station the meat cutter was complaining about. They'll probably be in the next few days to take a look at it.
Who says bureaucracy can't be efficient?
Ah, yes. Everything I hated about working at corporate Toyland.
Oh, Dan gave you those review slips? Don't bother with them, man. If you get 10 10s, you get a free cup of coffee, and the managers get a raise.
I don't even like coffee.
You could always give it to me.
I think I'll let the coffee house do it. The meat cutter went in for his free cup of coffee a couple days later.
What do you mean you don't know how to give it to me? Just put the coffee in the cup and give it to me. It is not a difficult process.
He never got his coffee. The fake mustaches really make them unrecognizable, don't they?
I have never seen these two before in all my time with the company.
You don't have eyes.
Actually, just before you got here, they threw away some full rainbow trout that still have the eyes in them, so I have a few in here somewhere.
Noted.
We're here to fix the waste station.
Yeah, the waste station.
You register the waste station.
Yeah, the waste
The one
station.
that's acting.
Funny.
The waste station we're here to fix.
Yeah, fix.
Where is it?
Yeah, where?
It's over there?
There?
Yeah.
That's the waste station?
Yeah.
The one we're here to fix?
Yeah.
The supposedly broken waste station?
Yeah.
The one that will no longer be working when we're done with it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting indeed.
Yeah.
Are you ready for us to fix the waste station?
Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
We can't work while you look.
It ruins the mojo.
The mojo.
Ruin.
What do you want me to do?
Take a 10.
I'm the only one working right now. I'm not leaving you two here alone.
Then
Look,
away.
please.
Okay.
Done. We're best workers.
We have finished the task.
Efficiently.
Hopefully we'll not see us
But
again.
if you do,
Is it because of something?
on your end.
Yeah, your end.
Sounds good.
No commentary this time.
You're still watching me.
So?
Okay, Jonathan and Raimy have broken character. I can speak now. By this time, I naively thought I had met everyone that I'd work with for the next couple of weeks.
What about?
I'm saving them for the second act. By this time, I thought that I had met everyone that I would work with in the first act. Some of them even knew my name. Things started to get weird.
Things are already weird.
Things started to get weirder when Jared asked me to cover shift for him.
Hey, my brother is graduating tomorrow, and I'm gonna be at that no matter what. I don't want to leave this place unclosed, so could you cover my shift for me?
That leaves me with all sorts of options. Sure, gonna make some extra dosh to spend on pizza.
Thanks.
Hey, I made $1, that's most of the candy bar.
And you both win.
Really? It kind of felt like we both lost.
You have to get these things approved with me or Dan.
I'm not talking to Dan Meat Man unless I absolutely have to. Johnson said he was fine with it.
Union rules state that if you work more than 5 days a week, you'll get overtime, and management will not be okay with that.
But I'm okay with that. Johnson said he was cool with it.
We'll sort this out. Come in at 5 when you're covering for Jared. they have you coming in tomorrow too?
Yeah.
They told me to come in for tomorrow too.
If it don't work, I hope they tell me.
I hope so too, man.
They didn't tell me.
This is the problem with unions. They get in the way of everything.
Yeah, but no one has come out and explicitly said you're in a union. Here's what you need to do to be part of the union.
You expect someone to tell you that?
Yeah.
You can't expect people to give you all the answers to everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Then explain this.
There is no way they would have hired you and not made sure you're part of the union. That's a federal crime. I doubt your management is as slow as a store. The way it works is the union lady will come in and talk to you about union rules and membership guidelines and all that.
Is that the short, intimidating lady that kid I was talking about?
Yeah, she scared the shit out of me too. She'll come in and talk to you. When she talks to you, you're as good as in the union.
Sweet, I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be good to have you in. At the very least, you can expect a letter.
There, you have it.
No, there, you have it.
Who told you that you were in the union?
You told me about the union lady.
And?
She never came in, I never saw her.
What about the letter?
I'll get to that. At this time, I would usually start clocking in a few minutes early.
You mean 15?
I do mean 15. It was my own way of getting back at the company for cutting my hours so much after the first week. I've never gotten in trouble for showing up early to anything before. Hell, I've never worked at a store where I could say, Paul the sausage guy wants to know if we need any of his meat before, so I guess there was a first time for everything, and it usually happened here.
What time did you clock in?
6:50? I made that up. I definitely clocked in earlier than that.
We need to adhere to the schedule. If we do not adhere to the schedule, you might be doing something and lose your focus and accidentally slip into overtime, and we can't let that happen.
That's the fucking point, man.
That's basically stealing from the company.
That's the fucking point, Mr. Bonecan. They take my time, I take their money.
But they didn't agree to let you take that much money.
Yeah, and I wanted every other Tuesday off to go to a playwrights workshop, but that didn't happen.
But you're taking from the company.
We're taking from each other. It's mutual parasitism.
That doesn't make it okay.
Hey, you said it, not me. The next day, Rebecca came in to train me on how to build a self-service case.
Alright, so what we have here is a regular self-service case. We're gonna put all the seafood back to go down with the markdown sticker because the seafood, there'll be people walk by, they'll see it, and they'll think, oh, that was good, and they'll buy it. It also helps because the seafood at 50% off and the case just doesn't sell. I'm pretty sure it's not because rockfish and dover are actually disgusting and we shouldn't be selling them in the first place, but I'm pretty sure it's entirely the customer's fault. Also, here's how it works. This first section is for cooked stuff, like shrimp and other kinds of shrimp. The second section is for salmon, and the third section is for fish, which is everything that is in salmon. And something I never told you before, this last section over here is for snow legs. Do you know what snow legs are?
I don't know what anything is. No.
Also, Olivia, I never told you what snow legs are. Oh, well, you're a fast learner, I'll just show you. Also, there's a bag that already open, so you don't have to open another bag until you have it tomorrow, because they're low. Where did you put the tag for the open mussels?
I never opened a bag of mussels.
Yes, you did. Where's the tag?
I never opened a bag, but I don't know where the tag is.
Also, you've been putting the tracking number wrong. I circled the number you're supposed to put in the box. Fine.
Putting the wrong tracking number is a $10,000 fine, but Rebecca seemed pretty okay with it.
Hey, Marcus, what time is it?
It's 7:51. Oh, you're gone. Well, fuck me, right?
Blech. Here are the numbers for today. Seafood is down 32% and customer service is at 100%. Give this sheet to Dan.
How the hell do you measure customer service, and how the hell is seafood down 32% from zero? Also, I'm not a manager, and I don't know what these numbers are. All right.
Can you put more crabs in the case?
If you want to get a $10,000 fine that comes with mixing nearly dead sale clams with nearly dead clams that aren't on sale, we don't have any more.
Do we have any crab clusters?
Not the last 12 times I checked. I'll ask Rebecca.
Can you floof up the salad?
What the fuck does floof up a salad? I can certainly try.
You're doing such a great job, Marcus!
I can show you how to floof
I
up
figured it out. Thanks. Rebecca told me that the crab cluster posters were in a box marked snow crab legs, which was exactly the name of what I wasn't looking for. It was bothering me that Mel kept calling me Marcus, at least partially because if my name really was Marcus, I'd totally go by Markdown Marcus and build a sales persona of marking down everything in the company. Maybe then we'd actually sell some seafood. That wasn't a bad day at work though, that was actually one of the really good ones. The new self-service case gave me something to do besides stew in my nihilistic tendencies, and I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor was playing. My work just flew by. That was interrupted by a attention customers announcement about US postage stamps, and then we went back to smooth jazz, emo music, and what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world! The store really had a strange music collection. Later, I learned that I hadn't actually been taught how to build a self-service case. When I would run out of jobs to do, or jobs I was willing to do, I would get very bored. Have you ever been so bored you considered being a battle rapper? Hit it, Mr. Bumpkin. You're gonna wish you wore comfortable shoes, because you'll be walking home, singing the blues. That's where my battle rap aspirations ended, and also why they never left the meat counter. And I'm going to teach you how to beatbox because I cannot be left hanging like that again.
Cutting hours isn't working, Johnson.
We could cut more hours.
No, they'll start noticing if we cut more hours.
I think they already noticed.
No!
Monte went from 40 hours in 1 week to 30 in the next.
I have an idea.
Is it to fire the entire meat department because they never have any customers anyway? And we could do it all with one person who cuts meat and seafood, and then fill self-service for customers who grab it at own time so we waste less food and less money?
I didn't know you could be so funny!
Neither did I. Actually, it's median. Sorry. What's your idea?
We will tell the employees to cut their own hours.
Mel, that is the single most managerial idea I have ever heard.
Well, I am the store manager.
Who should I tell?
I'll tell the beach cutter.
Cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. There, do you know how to beatbox now? No. Can't believe Stomp used you as an instrument. No sense of rhythm. At this point in my time, I was starting to get into the swing of things and using Snapchat to take bets on how many customers I'd have on any given Thursday. The most I ever had was 11. I was using Snapchat a lot, and you can actually see a picture of the real me and Mr. Bohan on the front of all your programs. Go on, take a look. I'm very proud of that picture. I look terrible in it. Good. When I say that I was in the swing of things, I don't mean that I knew a damn thing about meat, seafood, or where anything in the store went. None of that was part of my training. My training on the different types of seafood went like this.
I suggest you go home and research the different types of fish we have so you're able to answer people's questions about them.
I didn't do that because I'm not doing homework for my meat counter job. I did know that this particular store did not sell nail clippers. I left mine at home and I was starting to look very good for Halloween and very bad for the rest of the year. My nails were starting to be cut through the 2 small gloves I needed to handle anything in the department. I resorted to borrowing Jake's nail clippers. Jake, if you're watching this, your nail clippers smell horrible. Now back to the plot of the play.
Man, this way station is still spitting out weird numbers.
Really? The repairman came in not too long ago.
They do anything to it?
They told me to turn around while they worked on it.
And?
And then they left.
Did they do anything to it?
I don't think so.
That's really weird. I'm going on vacation next week.
Nice! Where to?
Going camping with the family. I asked for the time off. Hopefully I get it.
I was just in the back room. Schedule's still not out yet.
Really? What the hell is Johnson doing?
Probably still working on it.
That sucks. I'd like to know. It shouldn't be a problem though, considering management's asking us to cut back on our own hours.
Seriously?
I wish I was kidding.
Doesn't that just mean quit?
Wish it did, but it doesn't. They want us to leave whenever we run out of things to do. Hell, I could leave now if I wanted to.
I wouldn't stop you. Hell, I might start calling it sick.
Yeah, but you might have sick hours that'll cover that.
There are sick hours?
Shit, no one told you? Here, I'll go grab you a sheet.
Then I learned that we acquire sick hours to cover the time that we call in sick, or in the case of the meat department, cover the time we leave early because we're going to miss the point of cutting our own hours if it gets us fired, damn it. No one ever told me about sick hours, probably because it would have cost the store money. There are people who worked here a lot longer than I had who didn't know about them.
The sick hours program is a brilliant way to ensure employee loyalty.
I called in sick the next day.
Then you missed the point.
My leg hurt and I couldn't walk the 20 minutes it would take to get to work or stand for an 8-hour shift. To put that into perspective, it was an $80 shift. That's a lot of food and very little rent. I called the store at 5 a.m. the next morning and Eli picked up.
Oh, we don't know who Eli is.
Eli looks like if a human worked part-time as a weasel and hated it. There, you know who Eli is. Hi, this is Monte. I'm a meat and seafood clerk. Can I talk to one of the managers? Eli said, Mr. Bonecan, would you do the honors?
There isn't a manager in right now, but you can talk to Jerry.
Don't ask me who Jerry is. I have no fucking clue who Jerry is. Sure, put Jerry on. Hi, my name's Monte. I'm calling because I can't come in today because I think I pulled something in my leg. Jerry said, Mr. Bonecan.
Okay, I'll tell them when they get here.
And that was the end of the phone call. I was disappointed.
Why?
I didn't exactly feel like an asset to the store since me calling in sick didn't mean a damn thing.
Here, I grabbed you a sheet. But it looks like it doesn't kick in until you've worked here a little longer.
It ensures employee loyalty.
Did you get those vacation hours?
No.
They're doing a hell of a job cutting hours.
Yeah, don't sweat it, man, though. One time, one of the higher-ups, a meat marketer, came up to me and said, "You the meat cutter?" And I said, "Yeah. But before I worked here, I was a person."
Hey, Mr. Bonecan, do you remember when we first met? I was working alone one night and found a note on the back counter with the words "Bone Can" scribbled on it with one of those squiggly lines underneath like how a kindergartner draws a tornado. I had no idea what it was. It was just an ominous, anonymous note to be found by myself all alone at night. One of my roommates thought it was supposed to say "Bones Can," and it was there for my skeleton to find. A month later, after I found you, I found out that a bone can is what we throw all the rotting meat and seafood into. I found you and 8 of your siblings stacked up in the fridge, just chilling. It was there to say that we needed more of you.
Good times.
Certainly gave me a story to tell.
If you hate working here so much, why don't you just quit?
Because at this point, it's like I'm getting paid to be a playwright. A prerequisite to managing this grocery store was an inability to talk to people.
Hey, Monty, I found you. We're starting a new quarter today, and I'm telling everybody. Put up some more samples, please.
But at least sometimes they remember your name.
Message for you. It seems like you've been putting the ice carts in batches that you don't serve out the things in the back. Including your stress both the tortilla and crusted tilapia, and the shrimp salad, and replace them both.
Rebecca taught me how to put the ice carts in. For those of you that don't know, distress is just a fancy term for throw away, which also means feed that fucker over there. We throw away the product we don't sell, but at least we're always full of it in one way or another. Dan the Meat Man always had a job for me and never at a time that made any damn sense.
You're going to clean the floor!
Dan, it's noon. All right.
Back in my day, we used to clean the floor every night.
Dan the Meat Man is reminiscing about janitorial duties.
We had the health inspector come today. We passed with flying colors, but the floor is dirty and you have to clean it.
He's right, you know, only because you keep leaking everywhere. Hey, I can't help it. Take a 10 and use the restroom like everybody else.
I'm gonna grab the scrubber.
And then Dan the Meat Man cleaned the entire floor by himself.
You were supposed to help.
I tried, but it went a lot like my driver's test. 3 instant failures in a row. I failed every task Dan the Meat Man gave me because I can be a fuck up if I need to be. I titled my character art with the meat manager, Disappointing Dan. Johnson Elkblood was my least favorite of managers, not because of what he did, but because of who he was. I'm sure Johnson Elkblood is good at whatever he does, but look at him. He looks like a corporate muppet. If the meek shall inherit the earth, we are all going to have to bow down to Johnson Elkblood. If Johnson Elkblood steps into the sun, he will literally start melting. But he'll act like he's fine with it, and everyone else around him will notice he's literally melting. But he's cool with it, so they'll all just awkwardly roll with it. You aren't being fair to these people. The real Monte agreed with you and was going to go back and take that tidbit out, and then this happened.
Hey man, Rebecca changed the schedule today.
Really?
Yeah, she changed it so you were supposed to come in at 2:30.
It's 5 o'clock. You're shitting me.
No man, I'm not. Go check the schedule. She crossed out the time in purple pen and wrote a new one. Blech!
Wild.
She did the same thing to Jared yesterday. He showed up at 5:30.
Fucking wild.
I know, man. This isn't your fault.
I've never actually been angry at this job before. I've been pessimistic, cynical, and jaded, but now I'm just pissed.
I think the most important part of being a manager is communication. Rebecca is no good at it. The last guy that worked here in your position quit because of Rebecca and Dan. He straight up told them to their faces he was quitting because of the way they treated him. They were assholes to him. They haven't changed. I don't think either one of them have ever made an effort to better themselves in their entire lives.
The last guy, Marcus?
Yeah.
Mel still calls me Marcus sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh look! Rebecca made a checklist of their closing shift. Everything is on here that we need to do, and I've never done any of this before in my entire life.
Are you gonna start doing it now?
Hell no.
That's the spirit. Hey, my shift's almost up, and I'm about to go into overtime. Is there anything you need before I head out?
Can you take the boxes to the dresser?
Yeah, sure thing, man. Don't know why Rebecca doesn't take them. It's not like she's doing anything. Still don't want to quit.
Shut up.
Still feel like being paid to be a playwright.
Damn it.
Funny.
Thanks.
Why don't you quit?
Because this is my last option. I leave here and I can't survive in Portland. I can't make food, I can't ride the bus, I can't make rent. I become a burden on Tim and Jake because I wasn't able to make it on my own in Portland.
Your family would be happy to see you again.
That's not the point.
What do you have to prove?
Everything? I have better things to do than throw rotting meat at people. The least you can do is tell me when you want me to work a couple extra hours.
You should have checked the sheet.
I did, it wasn't changed yet. It doesn't matter if I am 2.5 hours late. What matters is if I clock in 10 minutes early. Jared has the right idea, showing up late to everything.
He gets in the way.
Good for him. I feel like a pawn on a chessboard, but with no opposing team and 6 people trying to move me. There are managers here I haven't even mentioned yet. Boredom incarnate is one. His only personality trait is that he's balding. And then there's Jasmine, the only manager who seems to know how to do her fucking job, and she bailed on the meat cutter. What did I do to you? Offer 40 hours of my week to work at a failing meat counter? Fucking sorry.
You agreed to this.
Not to this.
Then quit and starve.
I can't quit because I don't know the name of the union I may or may not be a part of. I feel like a fucking doorstop to keep other people from quitting. Fuck! I'm gonna take a 10, or a lunch, or the act is over. You pick.
Just quit if you hate it so much.
No! I've got a play to finish.
Because I'm going
Savior of the world, the beaten and the dead.
Today? Could you tell me in advance? I like to know beforehand, not 2.5 hours after the fact. Also, he said he wanted me to come in tomorrow at 2:30, and I told him that was fine, but I actually have a banking thing I have to work out with one of my roommates.
A banking thing with one of your roommates?
It sounded like the adult thing to say.
It sounds idiotic.
Are the two mutually exclusive?
Alright, I made the changes before the schedule was posted, but I'll be sure to message you next time. I told you you should have checked the schedule.
I did. Like everything Rebecca said, that was a lie. She posted the new change schedule on Sunday. I did not work on Sunday.
You could have gone in and checked.
You're really reaching. I knew that she changed the schedule because I checked to see how long I would have to work with Dan and the end that day. It was 8 hours.
Monte, what's your favorite kind of cheese?
I like sharp cheddar, brie, parmesan, all that fancy kind of stuff.
For me, I like American cheese.
Oh God, it all makes sense now. Really?
Yep. I've tried all those other kinds of cheeses, all those cheddars and provolones. But I always come back to American cheese. It just holds a special place in my heart. You know?
I don't understand at all. I don't understand at all.
I just really love American cheese.
Dan, you're scaring me.
If I could eat one thing for the rest of my life, it would be a grilled cheese sandwich made with American cheese.
The real Monte gave himself a headache writing that last line.
Did I ever tell you about the time I saw a guy stab himself in the gut?
No?
He was cutting chicken and he was pulling the knife towards himself, and the next thing either of us know, he has a knife in his stomach and the stupidest look on his face.
Was he okay?
Nope, he died. And that's why you always pay attention when you're cutting meat.
Thanks, Dan. Can
Sure thing!
Mike said I need to use the restroom. I don't like working with Dan very much.
You told the real Monte that the guy didn't die.
Yeah, well, the real meat cutter told me he did see someone die, and that seems like the kind of thing a man would do. Leave that tidbit out. There were two problems that weren't caused by our current management in the store. The first was the amount of customers we would have. On any given day, the store looked like it was abandoned. There were more employees working at any given time than customers. I worked the counter on the 4th of July, Memorial Day, and Father's Day, and each of those days was as dead as George Washington. The second was the amount of food we would discuss. Mr. Bogencan was well fed.
Feed me!
Hey, Adriana, help me out here. Each day, we would throw away between 8 and 12 pounds of food that was, for the most part, still edible. The store deemed the amount I threw away to be worth around $50. kill people. It was not lost on me that we would sell these still breathing creatures in sealed plastic bags if anybody bought any. The meat department threw away even more food, and maybe that's because the store decided they would be in charge of deli meat instead of the deli department. Dumping 5 gallons of orange juice down a drain in the back. I would pass guys living out on the street on their way to and from work every single day, and we would throw away food simply because we couldn't make a profit off of it. In any other meat department, that's the mark of death. There was shit in my case I never sold to a single customer. I was selling giant shrimp for $3 a pop. Who the fuck wants shrimp for $3? I can tell you from experience, it's no one. I would be genuinely surprised when I would see someone buy something in my case that had been sitting there every single day. Speaking of shrimp, I had 9 different types of shrimp in my case, and people would walk up to me and ask for shrimp. That's not specific enough, asshole. What size or variety of shrimp would you like to let rot in your fridge instead of mine? That'll be more than it's worth, thank you. No? Well, into the bone can then.
Nope.
Good. There will be more tomorrow. Please put that card away. Thank you so much. My favorite part of the day. I bet it is. Every now and then I'd have a customer that didn't suck. There was this guy who came in near closing, and he told me he was there to purchase flesh. And with that, he was the only customer to come in near closing that I did not hate to the core of my bones. He ended our interaction by asking me for all my money. I told him I was broke, so he already had it, and we laughed. I liked him. He then taught me that there was a bell to ring for customers when they needed our attention. None of my many managers ever taught me that, just some guy who really liked buying meat late at night.
This friggin' rubber band was on the floor yesterday!
Then why the hell didn't you pick it up yesterday? Did that grown-ass man just use the word friggin'? Wild.
Maybe he was waiting for someone else to pick it up.
That's true, as the meat cutter said.
Yeah! Dan likes to test people. That's why I always spare with the hose under and behind the cutting board. Because I'll find little chunks of meat just stuck there. There's no way they'd ever get there on their own. I know he sticks them there. He always comes up to me and congratulates me on doing a good job of cleaning after I find one. It's kind of fucked up. I meant that he was waiting for you.
It was Jared's job to clean. Can't blame Jared though. He's doing a subpar job. That's what he's paid to do.
Came up with this month's plan to save money.
Oh.
Here, come here.
Hey, Mel. I've been looking at my pay stubs, and I still haven't gotten that raise you guys promised me when I switched to meat. When is that gonna start coming through?
Oh! We're not going to be able to pay you that right now.
Oh shit.
It's what the company can afford.
Not that. Well, that too, but I need the meat cutter and Jared both on stage together right now.
So,
They're both played by Nicole.
what are you gonna do?
Nicole, you got this.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. This is bullshit.
I'm thinking
Can you blame him?
I mean, it would suck if he quits his job, but they're not paying him what they promised to, and he wasn't trained to do any of
I
this.
think he should quit. It's kind of fucked up what they're doing to him.
Yeah, he won't unless he can find another gig.
Still though, what the fuck?
I know. Mel came up to me the other day asking me to give Jared a job because he was just standing there staring at nothing. And I told her there really wasn't all that much to do. And Jared can't do pre-back because he isn't trained on it.
Did she do anything about it?
No. I wanted to tell her to just give him the raise he was promised so he doesn't fucking quit. And to tell Rebecca to stop changing the goddamn schedule.
It'll happen again.
Yeah. Oh. Rebecca wanted me to tell you to come in early on Saturday. She wanted me to tell you it's mandatory, but it would be bullshit because it's not. Getting kind of sick of being the middleman.
I know. I'll come in, it's 20 extra bucks. That's eating out money for a week.
Yeah. I am really worried about Jared though. He called me the other day while I was working and he was still drunk, I could tell. And he said he'd be about a half hour late to work. I told him that was fine and he said, cool. I'll be an hour or two late to work. And hung up. Oregon man. No one gives a fuck if you're an alcoholic around here.
Me and the meat cutter are both non-drinkers from the Midwest who ended up in Portland mostly by accident. It's something we bonded over a couple of times. It's funny. The more places I end up, the more I'm okay with being from Nebraska. It doesn't stop you from complaining about it. Nothing can stop my complaining. It's a hobby. I figured Jared was on the edge of quitting. Hell, I figured he was in the same boat as me, on the edge of quitting most nights, but no backup gig to fall into.
You're here to fix the way station.
Yeah, base
If
station.
you direct us at the way station.
Yeah, base
No one
station.
is acting.
Funny.
The way station we're here to fix.
Yeah, beats.
Where is it?
Yeah, there.
You two didn't have accents last time.
We did.
Always have.
He didn't in the accents.
Chili to bone. Scared yet?
No.
We will turn your skin to bone.
See it to squirrels. Scared yet?
No.
Guys.
Systematic oppression. Scared yet?
The concept is certainly frightening.
The board is escape place.
We are part of it.
We do the operating sometimes.
Fear us. Scared yet?
Maybe it's the accents.
Hey, it's a cannoli! Hey, it's a cannoli! Hey, it's a cannoli!
Don't you two have a way station to fix?
Is it broken? Yes, it's broken.
Since the last time you two tried to fix it.
Still acting funny.
Yeah.
You want to take it in?
Or maybe a lunch.
I'm the only one here right now and I'm not leaving you two to watch the meat counter.
Alright.
Then you know the drill.
What's that?
Over there!
Is it?
A cannoli!
Hey, it's a cannoli!
Wait for them again. I'm paid hourly. I make extra waiting. As the meat cutter always said.
You know, there's got to be an old man somewhere in this company that's never hustled a day in his life. That guy's got the right idea.
I aim to be that guy, but younger and out of here by the end of the summer. I just had to deal with closing. Closing started off pretty easy, getting done 40 minutes early most nights, and then Rebecca made up that checklist I talked about earlier, and it was full of all these jobs that I've never done before, besides straightening shelves. I had that part down. At the end of each night, I would have to get the checklist signed off by either Jasmine or Board of Incarnate. If it was Jasmine, I was in the clear. She was cool and probably thought the checklist was bullshit too. One time she called me captain. Jasmine was cool. If it was Board of Incarnate though, I was fucked. He was also always nervous, but not in a way that denotes a personality, just a state of being. He would go through the list and make sure I did everything, and even guess the things I didn't do. He was wrong. I pitied Board of Incarnate. You should have done it right the first time.
I would have loved to.
At this point in the summer, corporate decided pre-pack wasn't enough, and we would also do markdowns in the case. Remember, no one here buys seafood. I was working with Dan, the meat man, one day, and I had to mark down everything in my section because it wouldn't fit in the clearance section. Where there's a will, there's Dan, the meat man.
If salmon is marked down, why the hell is it in the case?
He'll say hell, but he'll also say frigate. It won't fit in the clearance section.
We can't mark it down in the case.
We can do anything we want to. The clearance section is too small.
Well, you'll just have to take it and make it bigger. Just move some stuff around until it's big enough to fit all the clearance in there.
Dan, you're asking me to put a nursery size of fish into a space that is at most a cradle. All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Just to clear the record, we are not buddies.
You aren't even trying to be his friend.
He likes American cheese. Jake came to visit me in the store that day and he found a piece of tilapia half off 75 cents. He didn't buy it.
And he missed out on a deal.
I definitely threw that in you the next time I opened.
Then I got the deal.
Lucky you. Then Rebecca came in to teach me how to fill the self-service case.
All right, so you start with the Coke stuff, and I order the crab flavor stuff and milk gallon, that's in the fridge, and 1 pack of that makes 4 packs of pre-pack. So think that through when you're packing up the amateur crab. And then right next to that, we have the cut up pieces of salmon,
I am intimately familiar with how salmon goes into the case,
and then the full salmon fillets.
which are impossible to wrap, so usually I just do a bad job.
And then right next to that, we have the fin fish with the tilapia on top, and the cod, and the swai, and the nova, and the rock fish, and then the shellfish with the clam, the shrimp, and then more shrimp, and then we have the stuffed clam with the stuffed scallops. We're going to stop putting the stuffed scallops in this case because they don't seem to sell very well out of this case.
Nothing seems to sell well ever.
And finally, we have the clearance section, so if anything needs to go in the clearance, it goes in here. Any questions?
That last part sounds familiar. How long till something goes on clearance?
No, there's a chart. Usually 4 or 5 days after we put it in the case, or then in the box, whichever's closer. I'm going home.
That was some next century bullshit.
Do you want training or not?
I want training on stuff I don't know, not to simply reaffirm my beliefs. It's a waste of my time. What are you working on, man?
Porterhouses, man.
What's that?
Same as a T-bone steak, but bigger.
So why are they called different things?
It's because of these corporations, man. They try to use words to trick the customers, so all of a sudden we have a porterhouse steak and a T-bone steak, but they cost different amounts. The more expensive one must be better, right? So the customer will buy that. Company makes a little extra money. And they do that with other cuts of meat too, like the London broil. London broil is a recipe, man, but we sell a cut of meat as the London broil. It's just a giant low-quality roast. They used to use flank steak as the London broil, then they realized that people actually wanted it, so they started selling it for more under its own name. I just want people to know what they're getting, man. I don't know why I have to lie to the customers. Ugh, and all this tinkering with the cases, man, it is just confusing for everyone. Everyone in corporate, they're tinkers. Fucking sucks.
So what is a porterhouse?
Well, you see the bone in the shape of a T? That's why the smaller cuts are called T-bones. On the small side of the bone is a tenderloin fillet, and on the other side is a New York strip. It's as simple as that.
That's pretty cool to know.
Yeah, and it's not like they'll ever teach you anything like that around here.
Like that. Not like what Rebecca did. That night, I would be alone from 3 p.m.
Unless the meat cutter chose to cut his own hours.
until I got my closing checklist signed by one of the managers. That night, I had a customer. Once in a lifetime thing right here. This lady had been calling the store every single day looking for a Hormel Choice natural cut roast beef. We finally got some in stock, and she called the meat cutter picked up and told her we had some and we would be happy to mark it off 50% off for her. She agreed to come the next day. Except she came in that night while I was alone and had no knowledge of the situation, and I was just scrambling in the fridge laughing my ass off because this woman had been on a quest for probably as long as I have been alive. And here she is. So close to the end of her journey, and I have no clue what in the fuck is going on. I found it in the fridge with the rest of the deli meat. She took 20 boxes. She just kept pulling them off the shelves, whispering, "Is there a limit?" I told her no, and she could take as many as she liked. Natural, uncured meat expires pretty quickly. The next day, I was cutting up some salmon, and I didn't notice this woman walking up to my counter. Damn, the omnipresent meat man did, and shouted my name to get my attention instead of just helping her himself. I walked up to the counter, and before I could say anything, she looked at me, leaned over, and said, "Scallops." "These ones," I said. There were 2 in the case. "What?" I went to go get the scallop, and she leaned over the counter and said, "Not too large." I grabbed one, bagged it up, and put a sticker on it. 80 cents. She looked at me, said, "Expensive scallops," and then left. Later, I found out that scallop was for her cat. That didn't make it any less weird. And then another time, I met this guy who was looking for a porterhouse on sale, and through a communication error that I would like to think was both of our faults, I gave him the wrong steak. This led to an argument about how much the steak should have cost, with him just shouting, "I know numbers! Don't try to trick me, I work with numbers for a living." He didn't buy the steak.
And you're always complaining that you never have any customers.
That was all of them except for this lady who bought seafood salad because she loved seafood but couldn't cook any because she was living in her van. Don't worry about her though, she didn't seem too cut up by it.
You need to put more clams in a case.
I can't, I have to change the tracking number.
Then package them
I
up.
can't, they'll die.
Then throw them out.
There's a solution, alright.
We need to be more aggressive with our case. I'm sorry if I seem a little pushy. It's just that I see you here doing nothing while I'm working the whole time and I keep finding things for you to do.
Like creating food waste? Just another turn in the game of disappointing Dan. This is Rat Polo Man. The only thing he has in common with John the Butcher is that he's played by Adriana. I would not name a house after Rat Polo Man. I never got his name, which is why I call him Rat Polo Man, because I didn't think he would have that much of an impact on my life. I call him Rat Polo Man because he looks like a rat in a polo. I hate polo shirts and I grew to hate him too.
Now here is a real asset to this company. Why? Is Rebecca here?
No.
Darn. I was really hoping I'd be able to catch her. I'm the seafood marketer.
Was that a pun?
God, I hope so.
It's Rebecca's day off.
Well, I'll go talk to the store manager, and then I'll come back and talk to you.
When he said that to me, I thought he was just being polite. Oh, to be young again. Sounds good. Do you think it's by design that Rebecca wasn't in the store when he came in?
Why would anyone want to avoid that man?
I can think of some reasons. Like what? Why list them when I can show them? With the return of Rat Polo Man, things started to go downhill very quickly. Did you know things can go downhill when you're in a valley? We're about to.
I'm so excited. I'm just gonna watch.
Monte, how long have you been working here?
About a month.
Well, it looks like you're putting too much fish in the case and not enough ice.
Yeah, I guess we don't need that much fish in this case.
Mel was a huge proponent of putting more fish in the case most days.
What we need is more ice.
Yeah, yes, more ice.
My manager's a kiss ass.
You see, Monte, when you mound the ice higher and put in less fish, it'll look like there's more fish in the case than there actually is. Do you get it?
Yeah, nobody will fall for that.
Do you see how you have 4 fillets of salmon out?
Yeah.
You could do that with these. You just need to mound the ice higher. Do you see how much shrimp you have out?
Yeah, I was there when I put it out.
What if you put less shrimp, but more ice underneath all the shrimp?
Then shrimp will go everywhere because shrimp and ice are both slippery.
It'll look like you have more shrimp. Now, Monte, what happens when there's food in the case and it doesn't sell?
Same thing that happens if it's in the refrigerator, I mark it down.
Right. Except we're not supposed to mark down anymore. We're just supposed to flash deals over the intercom. Don't worry, I'll tell Rebecca about that. Now, what happens when you don't sell the clearance?
It gets thrown away.
The stress, right?
You're so smart, Monte!
You need to get your case in.
I'm not a fan. That's not really true. Everything still has an expiration date for the next 5 days. Where the food is waiting to rot doesn't change that.
And if you throw away less food, the company makes more money.
This man is making a communist out of me.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
It all comes down to the ice. We can put more ice under the fish, we can put more ice under the shrimp, under the lobsters, the clams, the oysters, everything.
And don't forget to grow it up, like Meat does with their trays.
Why don't we use trays? All right.
And it will look like we have lots more of everything, but really we have less of it out. Understand?
Or get this. We could just stop making and selling the food no one wants to buy for 20 bucks a pound. Like salmon kebabs. I've never met a single person who actively seeks out salmon kebabs. Okay, so I'm about to put the Dover out. How much of it should I put out?
It's not about how much fish you put out, it's about how you mound the ice. You see, if you mound the ice just right, it looks like we have a lot more of everything. But really, we have less out so we don't burn out as quick. Oh, look.
You can see the ice through these snow crab legs. But how much of it should I put out?
It's not about how much fish you put out, it's about the ice. Could you bring me more ice?
Sure. I'm not even sure he wants me to put the fish out. Oh look, he's putting the fish out by himself.
Now, Monte, do you see what I did here with the Dover? I set it out, and at the bottom I rolled it up to make the customer think the Dover is thicker.
Those are rose blossoms of rotting meat.
Now, bring me more ice. I want to put more ice in the case.
The Iceman does indeed cometh. The ice machine isn't working right now.
Oh. Is it acting up? Oh well, bring me another fillet of salmon. I'm gonna put it on top of these other ones upside down.
Also, Monte, you should put more food on the trays up top so they look more full.
Why not just mound ice up there too?
Monte, get your case in and don't take a lunch yet.
It's 10 o'clock. I'm on it, man.
I told Rebecca to put paper towels under the fish that still have skin on them, but it looks like she just put it under everything.
I will talk to her about it.
Kiss ass.
Let's go talk more in your office.
Monte, fill the holes in your case. This is your top priority.
I'm on it, Dan.
You disgust me. Hey, don't look at me as the weird one here. You're the one that gendered a trash can.
That was the real Monte.
Same difference at this point.
The next time I came in, I didn't do a damn thing different. There was a catch though. Hello?
Hey, it's Jared. Is this Monte?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Would you be willing to switch shifts tomorrow? I could open and you could close.
Why?
Well, you see, I have to babysit my younger brother tomorrow because my mom is off the wagon and my dad is off the wagon and there's anyone to watch him and I would have to watch him after school around like 4, which is when I get off.
Yeah, sure, I'll call Rebecca. Jared and I are switching shifts tomorrow.
Call and let Dan know tomorrow.
Wait! Jared can't open. Jared's got no training to open, so you guys can't really make that switch.
I'll talk to him. Rebecca said you can't open tomorrow because you aren't trained on how to do that. You should probably talk to her. Your family stuff seems more important. And judging by her track record, she's made no means to contact you.
Shit, dude. I literally won't be able to make it in. Opening's gotta be pretty simple. I got no training for closing and that was cool.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And no, she hasn't. She didn't answer when I tried to call either.
Try again, I guess. This job is like a bullshit onion, layers of it.
For real. Hey, what do I need to know? I think I got this shit. Rebecca won't even be there tomorrow.
Okay, here's what you do, but I'm probably gonna be there tomorrow because I need this job or I can't pay my last couple of bills before I move back to Nebraska. You may be able to use this stuff to convince her. I don't know. At this point, the real Monte wrote out a very long text, basically Rebecca's opening monologue, a step-by-step guide on how to do everything in the store, but with periods this time. It was done knowing that Jared would fuck it up in some way, shape, or form, but by God, this kid needs this. It was the longest text of my life. You may be able to use this stuff to convince her. I don't know. Alright, I talked to him.
Okay, sorry I can't be more help, but he's got no training to open.
It's alright, it still fits to my schedule.
I don't know, dude. I kinda have to do this, or might not have a closer tomorrow. Sorry, Rebecca.
At this point, I stopped texting them and talked to Tim and Jake to figure out what to do. I mean, Jared really needs this and Rebecca slighted me more than once, but I need this job or I can't survive in Portland.
Damn. Alright, man. You should work your morning coffee, and I'll take the fall for tomorrow.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to bridge the gap. Maybe if I come in and help you open tomorrow, Rebecca would be cool with it.
Yeah.
If I come in off the clock to help Jared open tomorrow, would it be okay for him to do it? No. Never mind, that got a no.
It's all good, dude. I can't believe you wrote all that shit for nothing.
I'm a writer. Hell, maybe this is what they need to start communicating with us.
Hell yeah, you're totally right. Fuck them.
Fuck them indeed. Hey, I'm gonna catch some Z's before they pay me for a subpar job. Best of luck with your family.
Thanks, man. Good night.
If you're looking for a quick and easy way to ruin game night with your roommates, I suggest going through all of that. It was just starting to get really good too. Tim was making up this conspiracy.
Nobody cares about your role-playing games.
I resent that, but you're probably right.
Someone has to close.
No one has to do anything. Like breathing. George Washington, for example. He's dead. I think we're all on the same page here. I did open the next morning, which meant coming in at 5 a.m. and working with Dan the Meat Man and eventually the Meat Cutter. Dan the Meat Man came in late and left early, so much for adhering to the fucking schedule, Dan. The next time I opened, I was greeted by this.
Jared isn't closing today.
Yeah, I know. He and I were supposed to switch shifts, but Rebecca told me no because he wasn't trained to open.
No one is trained to do anything around here, man. They're trying to find somewhere to place him, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's not like the meat isn't already packed into the refrigerator. Oh fuck, it's happening again.
The real Monte didn't fix it.
Honestly, I think it's kind of funny. Jared enters. Take it away, Nicole.
Hey, I'm not coming in tonight. We heard. I'm just planning on closing at 8 and heading out. Wait, really? Thanks, man. No problem. Well, I gotta go talk to the shops in Oakland now. Wish me luck.
And then they both leave at the same time. That is convenient.
Someone has to close.
He threw a bag over the ice and left early and got overtime by an hour.
You don't think you screwed him over?
No, I definitely think that. I'm just trying to remain positive.
Hey, Monte. You ever play football?
Yeah, back in middle school. Why?
Just wondering.
Yeah. I was the right guard. We lost every game. All our points were scored by this one kid named Trevor, and the quarterback had a really good arm that always ended up in the other team's hands. I stopped playing in high school and I focused on music and theater. Why do you ask?
Just trying to pass the time. Haven't seen a customer in ages.
You play?
What do you think? Of course I played football. Have you seen me? Yeah, until my senior year in high school. Never went to college, but make some pretty good money here. When tax season comes along, I have a pretty good bonus to spend on family. We're kind of like team must meet workers. Gotta cover each other's asses every now and then. That's why they have folks with my job and union. No bare asses.
I tried to cover for Jared.
Did it work?
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm not gonna mean it.
Then why say it?
Have you met me? The next time I came in, I had the privilege of meeting another marketer. This time it was the meat marketer. The only thing he told me was please adjust the sirloin. He spent the rest of his time here guiding the manager of the flower department through our display and telling her everything that was wrong with it. Not a damn thing changed because of that visit. This was the Thursday with 11 customers and it was legendary.
You know, I have more people in my family who have had divorces than you, and I can list them for you.
I guarantee I have more divorcees in my family.
Impossible because
Both my grandparents, my uncle, my dad's side. And don't get me started on my cousins. I don't think any one of them lasted more than 2 years.
My uncle got divorced at least.
And don't get me started on my parents. I don't think you could have kept them together with super glue. Dylan, Bill, Sarah.
Actually, no, I think about it. I don't think there's a single member of my family who hasn't had a divorce besides me.
Funny. Me neither. It's a good thing we're both in happy, stable relationships to break that vicious cycle.
So we can call it a draw.
How are you doing over there, Monte?
Why is the weigh station making calculations on its own?
I called the weigh station repairman. That station was pricing T-bones and porterhouses the same. They're probably resetting it remotely.
Those two sure know what they're doing. Sounds good.
Move the mouse around a little bit.
I'm moving it around as fast as I can.
While we're in the loading bar.
Is that really going to work?
They haven't called again.
God, I love this job.
I looked at my schedule for the next week and saw that they had hired someone to replace me and I could not have timed that better myself. His name was Nathan and the only thing he had in common with Rat Polo Man or John the Butcher is that he's played by Adriana. He's also just a normal dude.
Why even mention that?
I haven't seen a normal dude in so long. I want to tell him to run screaming for the hills, but I know he's here for the same reasons I am. Economic anxiety.
I worked at the grocery store down the street for 9 years, but I've never worked in a meat department before.
Neither did I before I worked here.
How long have you worked here?
About a couple months.
Cool. Do you mind if I watch you while you work? I still have no idea what I'm doing.
Neither do I, neither do I.
Look at you, teaching him.
The wise must teach the young how to survive. It is our place.
He's at least 10 years older than you.
He's got this youthful glint in his eye. He reminds me of me when I was his age.
You're younger than him.
I mean in meat days, not human days.
Are you getting nostalgic?
Oh, I'm so close to leaving, I might cry.
I'm a little worried about next week. I'm covering for Rebecca while she's on vacation doing the ordering and all that stuff.
Really? Already?
Are you offended they didn't ask you?
More than I care to admit.
Yeah, and I don't know how much I'm getting paid. Mel said between $11 and $12.
That's more than you.
I'm more offended that they didn't ask me to help order.
You'd hate it.
I think you're working your evil magic on me.
Hey, Monte, you're leaving early tonight, right?
Yeah, 4:30 if I can manage
Oh,
it.
what are the rules for leaving early?
Well, you see, Monte can leave early because he's the swing shift. Us closers are screwed.
You two will get done early since there's two of you.
Well, Rebecca was telling me about the things that weren't getting done. Do you know what that is?
If I did, they would have gotten done.
She was probably talking about Jared.
He had some family stuff going on last week. He didn't come in yesterday either.
No.
Is he the troublemaker?
He's trouble.
Yeah.
Rebecca told me to cover for him today. She said, I know you're not working, but you're going to work 5 to 11.
It's Jared's last week.
It may be his last day he works in the department.
He came back after you left.
Against his will, I'm sure. Then he goes back to being a courtesy clerk with Eli and Light. They never raised his pay.
Well, I hope they don't do that with me.
Just watch them and keep track of your pay stubs. Don't be afraid to call them out.
I called Mel out, and that's how we got Monte hired.
Well, Rebecca was telling me there's a special way to melt ice so the case doesn't leak. Do you know what that is?
She may be talking about the way people used to do it, but I just spray it with the hose because I'm paid hourly. They used to cut it with the hose into blocks and then throw it into hot water, but I could never get it figured out.
All right, I'll figure it out. This is the most laid-back store I've ever been to.
I've been cutting meat my entire professional life, and this is the least busy place I've ever been at. And I worked at a couple other branches of this store.
That must be nice.
And you're able to get the job done.
And then you run out of job.
I've been trying to keep myself busy. Is there something I should be doing right now? If I just stand here, I'll go insane.
Yeah. He's going to go insane and he's not going to get paid what he wants. Personally, I think his hiring process went like this.
You know that so-and-so you hired for the graveyard shift?
Yeah.
He's not going to be doing that anymore.
He quit already?
No.
He's that lazy?
No, he's going to replace Marcus.
Monte replaced Marcus.
Oh, so many M names, it's hard to keep track. Nick is replacing Monte.
Who's Nick?
Nathan is replacing Monte.
Monte still works here.
He leaves August 5th.
Who's replacing Jared?
No one. We're going to make him work the meat counter and fire him if he doesn't.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I did. I spoke to Nathan, and I asked him how he felt about the night shift, and he said, "Oh, I've never worked that before." So I offered him a job at the meat counter, and he said, "Oh, well, I've never worked that before either." So I said I'd offer him between $11 and $12.
Well, we can't afford that.
But we don't have to pay him that.
Oh, right. The Jared effect.
We'll string this new guy along for a couple of weeks, and then he'll quit. They always do, and then we'll grab another forever and ever. It's the ultimate money-saving scheme.
What about Jared?
Johnson! I've been planning this boy's personal hell. Please, let me make him live in it.
You are a goddess.
I actually hate those two. Johnson Elkblood is a lump, and one time I caught Rebecca with a tag she and Rap Polo Man pulled for my case, and she responded with,
I didn't take it!
"Who lets a 7-year-old be in charge of a store, and who lets a 7-year-old tell people how to floof up the salad?"
I can tell you how to floof up the
I
salad.
figured it out! Thanks. Meeting Nathan was weird. I saw how far I'd come as a meat and seafood clerk. I was so lost and optimistic before. Now I was just lost.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Covering for you?
Shit, really? I called and came in earlier to tell everyone that I beat her tonight, and I even showed up early so they'd know.
Yeah, no one told me.
Shit, how long have you been here?
About 5 minutes. I'll tell the meat cutter and go home.
That sucks. I tried to call on Friday, but my phone was busted, and I can't just abandon my younger brother like that. He's only 7.
Yeah, family's more important.
Yeah.
Hey, at least I made $1. That's most of a candy bar. I didn't buy a candy bar. I bought watermelon juice. Save yourself the trouble and don't buy watermelon juice. It tastes like a shitty watered down popsicle. Why don't I? Am I known for my coherent decisions?
You know, if you clocked it all, you get paid for 4 hours of work.
Really?
Yep. You just cost the company $40.
Rebecca cost the company $40. I wonder if she'll get fired.
I wonder if you'll get fired.
This is kind of exciting. If I clock in at all, do I get paid for 4 hours of work?
No, you get paid for 2. You get paid for 4 if you work at least 2. Unions.
Hey, that's $20 for nothing.
Hey, I gotta head out, man. You'll be alone until close.
That meant I would be alone from 3:15 until 11 o'clock at night without anyone to cover my lunch.
You don't get paid to take a lunch.
Yeah, but it would have been nice to know. My lunch that day was covered by a cashier who most definitely was not allowed behind the meat counter. I went to the break room and I saw this old Chinese man sitting and eating his food and listening to music through his phone speakers. None of that was weird. Except I never saw him outside of the break room. I never saw him work. I never saw him talk to anyone else. He would just sit in the break room eating and listening to old Chinese music. I never saw anyone else talk to him. I never saw him talk to anyone else. I don't know if he was real or not. One day I sat next to him and he brushed the crumbs from what he was eating into my lap. To this day, I don't know if he could see me either. When I got back from lunch, I walked in on a cashier clerk and another another cashier trying to wrap a brick of frozen snow crab clusters in a piece of paper that was too small for the carcass. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
We have too much tilapia.
Dan's in charge of ordering this week. He is the reason we have so much tilapia.
Package it up.
All of it?
Yup.
Okay.
Because the only way I can see to get rid of it is just to put it out and sell it.
Sounds good.
Now, answer this question for me. Would you rather sell 1 or 2 tilapias?
Well, I'd rather...
2! That's right! But you'd rather sell 2.
Of course. Yeah, but I wouldn't buy 2.
But it's not about what you would buy. It's what you would sell to get rid of it faster.
We've been receiving emails about how alarming the amount of tilapia we have in the store is. Yeah, but I wouldn't buy 2. Oh my
We just need to get rid of it.
Okay.
Also, we need to put more stuff in the case. Just more of anything, really. Take that extra tilapia we have in the fridge and put it in the case. Also, I ordered 6 boxes of salmon. Is that enough to get us through the weekend?
That's enough to get us through Armageddon. That's enough to get us through the weekend, Dan.
Great.
I was going to throw so much salmon away in the next 2 weeks. He's got a point about the tilapia, except he doesn't. If someone wants more, they can just buy 2 1-packs. It doesn't work the other way around.
The company makes more money that way.
Are we here to serve the customers or the company? And then where does that leave me? Sometimes I felt bad for hating my time here so much. My nihilistic rage ebbs and flows, and just when I started to feel bad about making all these people look like utter shitheads and antagonists in the play the real Monte made himself the protagonist of, some wild bullshit happens.
Holy shit! Someone was smoking crack in this bathroom.
And no one did anything about that. I was so close to the end of my time here. I was at the edge of the bridge and I was already lighting my torch to burn it.
Yeah, so they let this guy close alone on his last night. They've been really mean to this guy, right? And they bullied him a lot, and then they just left him to close alone on his last night working at the store. Not really a smart plan, but then again, managers never really think through that sort of thing. So everyone leaves and he takes all the stuff in the shop. He takes all that stuff like scrappers, knives, soap bottles, the works, and he puts them in trash bags. Back at the old shop, they had a hose like the one we have here, and he used it to fill every single one of those trash bags with water. And then he threw them in the freezer and left. You should have seen the guys the next day. The boss there was this really big fat dude who was just wandering around freaking the fuck out like, where the hell is everything? What the fuck? We couldn't do anything that day. All the knives were bent and we had to melt everything else out of the ice. It wrecked us for the whole day. I ran into him a month later, and he apologized, but I told him it was fucking hilarious because it was, and those guys deserved it. My old managers were dicks. Treated everyone like shit. There was another employee, a girl, who they just harassed the entire time. She quit without freezing half the store. She thanked me for not being a dick. I just think you should be nice to people, you know? I try to be at least because my son has Asperger's and folks are going to be mean to him. I just don't see a point in being mean.
Wise words from a man with a black flag tattoo. I decided to take some inspiration from that story.
Hey Marcus, we just saw those people trying to steal.
Good?
Yes, some pregnant lady tried to walk out with $200 worth of meat.
I never feel bad about people trying to steal my product. I'm paid the same either way. That's terrible.
We walked right up to her and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm pregnant, I forgot." Which is the lamest excuse ever. Jasmine will bring you back the stuff in a little bit.
I threw all that stuff away the next week. It was a full lobster tail, 5 pounds of crab legs, and then a bag of mussels. It didn't matter, we didn't make a profit off it anyways.
I think you're missing the point.
Maybe I am, or maybe those people didn't have dinner.
Well, you certainly didn't have lobster. You have to earn that.
We threw away so much food. There was a box of bagels that I saw left in there that were good for another 5 days. I don't know if they were ever sold or donated, but god damn it, cold bagels go really well with hating your job.
That's what I hate about this punk scene, man. Everyone looks at you like you don't belong, and they're also obsessed with standing out, but they all wear the same damn thing.
You have worn out dead vest, shitty ball caps patched from a decade before they were born.
They just look at you, man. Like you try and go and see a show, and they just look at you like outsider, like fuck you guys, right?
Why is it so damn cliquey?
Not only that, you gotta sell your soul to the clique. Oh, you like Avril Lavigne? You're not punk rock anymore. I'd respect a guy more if he just admitted to it, you know?
I will survive. Glory Gaynor, guilty pleasure song.
See? And the bands don't even bother to support one another.
I know! Back when I was playing shows back in Indiana, I'd stick around for the whole thing. I'd see all the other bands. But all the other bands, their guys would be out in the back smoking bum cigarettes and sharing one beer between the whole group.
Can or bottle?
Can.
Damn, that fucking sucks. I played this really shitty gig once in the outskirts of Omaha, Nebraska. We asked a couple of friends of ours to play for us. They played 3 songs, not even half an hour of music, played them like shit and left before we could give them their cut of cash. Another time we asked the acapella group to play for us. 2 of them showed up, and they didn't even bring any of their friends.
That's what I mean. That's why people get out of it when they're older. No real sense of camaraderie. They're only there to support themselves and maybe you who pushes their own agenda. How late are you working tonight?
Closing.
Again?
Again. Hey, I was thinking about that story you told me.
Which one?
The icy one.
I like where this is going.
Because if we freeze the hose heads,
If you freeze the hose head, then you can't melt it out. Cunning. I like it.
at that time, I thought that working behind the meat counter was just some customer walking up to you asking for a specific shape of dead meat. That customer was balding with a rat tail and a sweatshirt that said, "Acupuncture can change the world" on the back. It can't. Let the dude dream. At that time, I started researching how much hose heads would cost and leaving cups of water in the fridge to see how long it would take them to freeze. I knew they wouldn't make me pay for the hose heads. Some guy got fired the week before the conversation with the meat cutter and Nathan, and his bike was still in the back.
That's a waste.
Well, he bought the bike to get to work, and he didn't need to do that anymore, so. Mel wanted to sell the bike, Mel wanted to throw away the bike. Everyone else just wanted to sell it and buy a cake or something.
We have to get rid of the bike.
Yes.
I propose we melt it.
No.
Why not?
What if he comes back to get it?
It's just taking up space on the bike rack.
It's the only bike there.
That's what I mean. We could use the bike rack for other things, like those long tube sponge things. Where are we supposed to put those if there's a bike on the bike rack?
We could sell the bike and buy a cake or something.
No. I'm going to go to the trash compactor.
The trash compactor is full.
Then find someone to empty it.
There isn't anyone trained to empty it.
When will it be clean?
I don't know!
And I guess I'll throw it away myself then!
Ice doesn't freeze quickly in the fridge. I left it overnight and had at best a shitty ashtray. In the middle of my experiment, I started to notice all these shiny metal trays under all the seafood. What were they? Who could have come up with such a plot?
Daddy! Why are we doing this?
It's what the company wants.
Yeah, but why are we doing this?
It's what the company wants. That doesn't answer my question.
questions?
These are ice trays, Rebecca. They will help you and your employees melt the ice.
All right, was the other way just not good enough?
This way we can make it look like there's more fish in the case without there being more fish in the case.
Yeah, I get that. Can you please help me?
And if there looks like there's more fish in the case, then it will look like there's more fish in the case than there actually is.
I've heard this 1,000 times.
This way we can make a nice, perfect mound.
Please, help me put these trays
And
in.
if we can make mounds perfect, we can sell more than anyone else.
That's awesome. Now please help me put these in.
And if this doesn't work out, it's because we're not putting the right amount of ice.
You help me set these up so we can have those perfect little
You're taking a really long time to do this, Rebecca. This isn't that hard.
And help me.
If you don't get this done, you'll probably get the wrong.
Help me.
And that would be terrible. So please, put the trays in so we can put the ice in. We haven't got all day, and I would hate for you to go into overtime.
You said all that to her?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, and you just stood there watching the whole time, refusing to help.
It's not like you probably knew how to do the job either.
So many managers. Still don't know who the fuck is in charge.
It's a wild ride.
Tomorrow's your last day?
Yeah,
I'll see you then, man.
see ya.
Day of you closing?
Yeah,
Fitting.
yeah.
You still gonna freeze the hose head?
No.
Fridge not cold enough?
No, I think I listened to the wrong part of the story.
That's an adult choice.
And I hated it. My last day at the grocery store, I found a mysterious letter pinned to my timesheet.
Last day, man, last day.
Yeah! Hey, how long does mail take to get here?
I don't know. Usually a week at most. Why?
This letter is dated for a month and a half ago.
That's really weird. What is it?
It's an application to be part of the union. I gotta take care of this.
Hey, Monte, before you go. It's been real working with you, man.
You too, man. You're the best coworker I've ever had.
Hey, it's all part of the job. See if you can't raise a little hell about this whole letter thing.
No offense to you, Mr. Bonecan, but the meat cutter was the only real friend I ever made while I was in Portland. Everyone else I either moved there with was a family member or I met at a game night on the other side of town. I called the union, whose name I just learned. Hi, my name is Monte. It's my last day working at as a meat and seafood clerk at the grocery store on Hawthorne in Portland, Oregon, and I was just wondering if there was anything you could do about me getting a suspicious letter to be part of your union. She forwarded me to another union lady. Hi, my name is Monte. It's my last day as a meat and seafood clerk, and I work at the grocery. You know what? Fuck it. It's a Safeway. Screw me. It's my last day working at the Safeway on Hawthorne in Portland, Oregon, and I was just wondering if there was something suspicious about me getting an application to be part of your union. She canceled my membership to the union. She told me there was nothing she could do about it because they can't control what managers do, so I guess I have no idea what unions are for. Unions. I can't believe they did this to me. They could really get me my 401k status, but not this. They probably forgot. Just like they forgot my name. It's just business. It's me. I wrote a letter to the management like I was a goddamn senior citizen writing my congressperson. Dear management, my emotions here range from, oh good, a job, to feeling like I was nothing more than a necessary liability, just someone there to mound ice while serving less than 10 customers a day. Lack of customers is not your fault though, I have some complaints. Here is a picture of a train. It is here to make up for all the training I never received. I still don't know what a sweet log is, and I learned the code to call the managers to open the dumpster last night. I forgot it. I never know who is in charge at any given time, and I don't know how many managers we have. No amount of shiny metal trays will sell food that no one wants. I think it's disgusting that you'll offer someone $10.35 an hour, not pay them what you promised, and then not give them the hours you promised. But not as disgusting as hiding a letter to be part of the union I don't know I'm a part of for a month and a half. Why do we never have the right size of gloves? You either expect people to know everything or know nothing, and that's true for no one. Grow up and show people respect, especially you, Rep Polo Man, who most know as seafood marketer. Jasmine, I think you deserve a special shout out because you're a skilled manager and treat people with respect. Monteleagre. P.S. I cut my own hours last night. It's my friend's last night in Portland and I want to spend it with them. I finished the letter, rolled it up like a scroll, and sealed it with a wild hot sticker, threw some bags over the fish, and left 4 hours before my shift was done. So that was the worst job I've ever had. How was your summer?